You're sitting across from someone, the tension thick in the air, the weight of the conversation hanging between you. You know this moment is inevitable, that something needs to be addressed, and yet the thought of facing conflict stirs something inside of you. It's uncomfortable, unsettling even, but here's the thing, you're not like everyone else. You're a Sigma, and Sigmas handle conflict differently. They don't shy away from tough conversations. They don't crumble under pressure. Instead, they confront it head-on with a unique blend of composure, emotional intelligence, and unwavering confidence. So, what does it take to master conflict like a Sigma? How do you navigate those tough talks without losing control or escalating the situation? That's what we're going to dive into. The first step is to reframe your mindset around conflict. A lot of people see conflict as something to avoid, something negative, but Sigmas see it differently. They understand that conflict is a natural part of life, that disagreements and misunderstandings happen, but that doesn't mean it has to be destructive. Conflict, when handled properly, can lead to growth, clarity, and deeper understanding. It's an opportunity to resolve issues, to build stronger bonds, and to gain insights that would otherwise remain hidden. When you approach conflict with this mindset, it shifts the way you handle it. Instead of viewing it as something to fear or avoid, you see it as something to approach with calm and intention. Now, let's talk about emotional control, because this is where many people falter during difficult conversations. Emotions can run high, voices can rise, and suddenly what started as a simple discussion can spiral into an argument. But Sigmas, they've mastered the art of emotional regulation. They know how to keep their cool, even when things get heated. And it's not about suppressing their emotions, it's about being aware of them, understanding them, and choosing to act rather than react. So, when you're in the middle of a tough talk, take a moment to breathe, to check in with yourself. How are you feeling right now? Are you frustrated, angry, anxious, or maybe a mix of everything? By acknowledging your emotions, you can prevent them from hijacking the conversation. But emotional control doesn't just apply to you. It's also about reading and understanding the emotions of the person you're talking to. One of the most powerful skills a Sigma has in conflict is their ability to tune into others, to pick up on nonverbal cues, body language, and tone of voice. These subtle signs can give you a lot of insight into how the other person is feeling. If you can recognize when someone is feeling defensive, anxious, or upset, you can adjust your approach accordingly. Instead of fueling the fire, you can de-escalate the situation and steer the conversation in a more productive direction. Another key factor in mastering conflict is active listening. Sigmas don't just hear words, they listen to understand. When someone is speaking, they give them their full attention. They don't interrupt. They don't wait for their turn to speak. Instead, they absorb what the other person is saying. And more importantly, they absorb what the other person is feeling. It's this deep level of listening that helps them respond thoughtfully, and in a way that fosters mutual respect. Active listening in conflict is crucial because it allows both parties to feel heard. It's easy to get caught up in our own emotions and our own point of view, but by focusing on the other person's perspective, you create space for empathy and understanding. This doesn't mean you agree with everything they're saying, but it shows them that you're open to hearing their side, and that's the first step in finding a resolution. When navigating a tough conversation, the words you choose matter. Sigmas understand that communication is about more than just the message. It's about the delivery. It's not about being passive, but it's also not about being aggressive. It's about being assertive, about expressing your thoughts and feelings clearly, without being disrespectful or confrontational. It's about choosing your words carefully, keeping the tone calm and steady, and staying focused on the issue at hand, avoiding blame, using I statements instead of you statements, and sticking to the facts rather than making assumptions or attacking the other person can make all the difference in how the conversation unfolds. Timing is also a critical aspect of handling difficult conversations. When you decide to address an issue, choosing the right time and place matters. Sigmas know that the timing of the conversation can determine its outcome. If the other person is distracted, upset, or rushed, they're not going to be in the right frame of mind for a productive conversation. You want to make sure both parties have the time and mental space to engage with each other openly and honestly. So look for the right moment, when both of you can be present and focused on resolving the issue. One of the Sigma's greatest strengths is their ability to detach from the emotional chaos of a conflict. They remain objective and solution-focused, instead of getting caught up in the heat of the moment. This doesn't mean they don't care about the issue or the other person. It means they understand that their goal is to find a resolution, not to get lost in the emotions. By maintaining a clear, logical perspective, they avoid getting sidetracked by drama and instead keep the conversation on track. And finally, remember that conflict resolution isn't about getting your way. It's about finding common ground. The goal of a difficult conversation is to find a resolution that works for both sides, not just for you. Sometimes that means compromising, sometimes it means agreeing to disagree, and sometimes it means just reaching a better understanding. But in every situation, the Sigma remains calm, confident, and focused on the bigger picture, knowing that the true strength lies in navigating conflict with grace and the willingness to work toward a solution. So as you face your next tough conversation, remember these principles. Approach the situation with calm and emotional control. Listen actively, choose your words carefully, and always stay focused on the solution. By mastering conflict the Sigma way, you'll navigate even the toughest talks with ease and come out stronger on the other side. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, because you will learn tons of information in the next video.